Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
This week's Learning World looks at some of the initiatives that aim to build a hygienic educational environment and teach students about their health. We went to Cambodia, Uganda, and the US to witness some of the projects for ourselves. Imagine that in today's world, toilets are still a luxury for some rural Cambodians. Sounds odd, but having to relieve themselves in the fields not only affects their health, it also has an impact on their performance at school. One organization is trying to change the situation. Let's see how in this report.
Here in Cambodia, UNICEF estimates that only 16% of the rural population has access to proper sanitation. The Melon Primary School only installed these lavatories last year. Now, the children help keep them clean every morning before class.
Since we've had toilets here, I don't have to go too far when I need to go. I can concentrate better in class.
Bad sanitation causes diarrhea. Waterborne diseases kill almost 2 million children in developing countries every year. But bad sanitation also affects their education.
There are two great benefits from having toilets at the school. The children come to school every day and they come to school on time. They enjoy cleaning the lavatories. Also, the environment around school is much cleaner. It used to be dirty and smelly.
These latrines were made in the village, using the Sani Shop business model designed by the World Toilet Organization. Apart from educating people about the importance of good sanitation, the WTO trains people to construct and install sanitary facilities.
This project changed my life. I was a farmer earning very little. With Sani Shop, my income's increased a lot and I can send my son and daughter to school and support my community by employing other people from the village.
The WTO provides the materials free of charge, and they organize regular training sessions in the community.
People in my village got sick a lot. They went to the village health centre and they didn't have toilets at home. So I tell them having a toilet is very important and prevents many health problems.
The key challenge is about education people, to convince the people to buy a toilet. Since as long as more than 30 years, they have never participated in the sanitation education or the learning session. So this is the main key challenge.
Girls not having access to sanitary pads during their menstruation can be a good excuse to skip school. That's the case for many young women in some developing countries like Uganda. Now, some pupils are learning to make cheap sanitary pads to avoid taking time off school. Let's find out more in this report.
School attendance in northern Uganda is lower for girls than for boys. And one reason for this is a lack of sanitary pads. So girls at this primary school in the north of the country are being taught how to make their own, out of cotton and polythene.
So this manila help us to cut the material, the cotton cloth and the canvas. You have this cotton cloth and this polythene cabrera. They are used together. Cabrera. It's able to absorb. Our attendance has increased from 30% to 70%. So we look at that. If we look at that as improvement to us, because the dropout was too high compared to this time. Even the girls are free; they can express themselves freely.
It's also important, however, to promote the belief that it is worth educating girls and women.
Long ago, we don't have pads. Even sanitary pads, we don't have. If we don't have sanitary pads in our school, we use toilet paper, even cotton wool. We use this one in the first day of our period, from morning to lunch hour. You go and bathe, and you remove this one. You change another one.
Angels and demons are the two faces of germs, because not all germs are bad. Some of them are useful to your health. In this report from the US, we follow children learning about the importance and benefits of some bacteria.
Here, at the biggest science playground in North America, children learn science, physics and biology by playing. One of the challenges is to present the idea that not all bacteria are bad. And in hygiene-obsessed America, this isn't always easy.
The idea is to kind of just scope in on a world that they can't see with their naked eyes. It's important for them to know that not all microbes are created equal. They're so different. Some of these microbes, the good ones and the bad ones. Now, the bad ones can do a lot of damage, but the good ones keep the earth going. What could happen is the stuff on your hands can eventually make its way up your nose. And there is your cold symptoms. You have these little cups of yogurt, like the one she has right now, very healthy. So what you're eating is a cup of bacteria mixed with milk. It's just establishing that there are good guys and bad guys in the world, you know, and same thing in the microbial world. There are good ones that help us and then there are bad ones.
People need to be educated that bacteria are a very important part of our physiology. In fact, it's well known that there are many more bacteria than we have of our own cells. And so to attempt to get rid of them is completely absurd and very, very destructive.
What? If you put your hand in dirt and you put it here, it'll probably go, in about 3 days, it'll probably go immediately to like this. Okay?
My favorite part was looking in the microscope. I see like bad bacteria in our hand.
Some bacteria actually help you and others don't. They're bad and also good sometimes.
Well, if you know of any other projects to promote hygiene and health awareness, don't hesitate to share them with us on our Facebook or Twitter page. It's time to go now. See you again next week.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.